Unicorns, history, myths, and modern interpretations. Unicorns are one of the most iconic and enduring mythical creatures, symbolizing purity, grace, and magic. They have fascinated humans for centuries, appearing in ancient texts, medieval folklore, and modern popular culture. With their single spiraling horn and horse-like appearance, unicorns have been depicted in various ways, each representation reflecting the beliefs and values of the time. This video explores the history of unicorn myths, their significance across cultures, and how they continue to captivate our imagination in the modern world. The history of unicorns, the earliest references to unicorns. The concept of unicorn-like creatures can be traced back to ancient civilizations. Some of the earliest references to unicorns appear in Mesopotamian artwork and Indian mythology. However, it is the Indus Valley Civilization, 3300 to 1300 BCE, that may have the oldest recorded depiction of a unicorn-like creature, shown in seals depicting animals with a single horn. In ancient Greece, unicorns were not considered mythical. They were thought to be real animals that lived in distant lands. Ctesias, a Greek physician and historian from the 5th century BCE, wrote of unicorns after traveling to Persia. He described a wild animal from India that had a single horn on its forehead, resembling a horse and possessing remarkable strength and speed. Ctesias's accounts, though likely based on hearsay, fueled the belief that unicorns were exotic creatures of the East. The biblical unicorns even found their way into religious texts. In some translations of the Bible, specifically the King James Version, 1611, the term unicorn is used to describe a powerful animal. However, the original Hebrew word, re'em, most likely referred to the aurochs, an extinct species of wild cattle with large horns. Misinterpretations of this word helped spread the belief in unicorns as biblical creatures, and this contributed to their mythological status in medieval Europe. Unicorns in medieval Europe. Unicorns reached the height of their mythical status in medieval Europe, where they were symbolic of purity, chastity, and even Christ himself. During this period, unicorns were portrayed as majestic, graceful creatures that could only be captured by a virgin maiden. This image of the unicorn reflected the Christian ideals of purity, innocence, and divine love. Symbol of purity and chastity, medieval unicorns were closely associated with Christian theology. They were often depicted in religious art, symbolizing the purity of the Virgin Mary. The unicorn's horn was believed to have the ability to cleanse any poison and purify water, further linking it to the concept of spiritual purity. These associations transformed the unicorn into an allegory for the Annunciation, with the unicorn's horn symbolizing the power of God entering Mary's body. One of the most famous depictions of unicorns from this era is the Unicorn Tapestries, a series of 7 tapestries created in the late 15th century that show the hunt, capture, and death of a unicorn. Song. The tapestries are filled with symbolism, and the unicorn in these works is often seen as representing Christ, with its capture and death mirroring Christ's crucifixion. The hunt for the unicorn. The image of the unicorn hunt became a popular motif in medieval art and literature. This allegorical chase was often depicted as noblemen and hunters pursuing the elusive creature through forests. The unicorn's capture was symbolic of humanity's quest for spiritual purity and redemption, as only a virgin maiden could tame the unicorn, reflecting the link between innocence and divine grace. The unicorn hunt also represented the idea that truth, purity, or spiritual salvation can only be attained through great effort and sacrifice. The hunt imagery was sometimes used in the context of courtly love, where the unicorn symbolized the purity and unattainability of the beloved lady. Unicorns in myth and medicine. The belief in unicorns was not confined to religious symbolism. During the medieval period, unicorns were also thought to have medicinal properties, and their horns, referred to as alicorns, were highly sought after. Alicorns were believed to neutralize poisons, cure diseases, and protect against evil. This belief persisted for centuries, and various rulers and nobles paid exorbitant prices for what they thought were unicorn horns. The trade in unicorn horns. In reality, the horns sold as alicorns were likely from animals such as the narwhal, a species of whale with a long spiral tusk. Narwhal tusks were harvested by northern traders and sold in European markets as unicorn horns, feeding into the legend. Queen Elizabeth I of England was reported to have possessed a narwhal tusk that was valued at the price of a castle. This trade in so-called unicorn horns became a lucrative business, and the unicorn's status as a symbol of health and healing persisted throughout the Renaissance. People believed that cups made from alicorns could detect poison and protect their owners from harm. A belief so strong that it shaped medical practices for centuries. The unicorn's role in alchemy. Unicorns also held a special place in alchemy. the medieval precursor to modern chemistry. In alchemical texts, unicorns represented purity and the transformative power of nature. The unicorn's horn, often depicted in alchemical illustrations, was a symbol of the philosopher's stone, the legendary substance believed to transform base metals into gold and grant immortality. Unicorns in alchemy were often associated with the process of purification and the pursuit of perfection, reflecting the broader cultural view of the unicorn as an idealized creature of purity and divine power. The unicorn in global mythology. While unicorns are most commonly associated with European folklore, similar creatures appear in the myths and legends of cultures across the world. These mythical animals, though not always exactly like the unicorn, share the idea of a single-horned beast that possesses magical qualities and is often tied to themes of power, purity, and spirituality. The Chinese Qilin. In Chinese mythology, the Qilin is a one-horned mythical beast often described as a combination of various animals, including the dragon, deer, and ox. The Qilin is a symbol of peace, prosperity, and good fortune, and is considered an auspicious omen, often appearing at the birth or death of a wise ruler or sage. Unlike the European unicorn, the Qilin is not tied to themes of chastity or religious purity. Instead, it embodies virtue, kindness, and justice. The Qilin is believed to be gentle toward all living creatures, so much so that it avoids treading on grass or insects. When it appears, it is said to herald an era of prosperity and righteousness. The Indian mythical horse. In Indian mythology, there is a single-horned horse-like creature mentioned in various texts. For example, in the Rig Veda, one of the oldest sacred texts of Hinduism, a one-horned creature is referred to, although it differs from the European unicorn in its representation. This creature is more akin to the wild, untamed animals of the jungle, symbolizing power rather than purity. This connection between power and the single-horned animal suggests that the unicorn-like myth may have originated in the ancient East and later transformed as it spread westward, becoming associated with purity and grace in Europe. The Persian Shadhavar. In Persian mythology, the Shadhavar is another unicorn-like creature, albeit a more malevolent one. The Shadhavar is said to have a single horn with hollow branches that produce a beautiful, enchanting sound when wind blows through it. However, this creature is not benign. Its music lures victims close, allowing the Shadhavar to attack them. This darker interpretation of the unicorn myth suggests that, while the unicorn has been largely associated with purity and goodness in European folklore, other cultures have recognized the single-horned creature as a symbol of both beauty and danger. Modern interpretations of unicorns. In the modern era, unicorns have taken on a new life, emerging as symbols of fantasy, magic, and the impossible. From children's stories to internet culture, unicorns have become ubiquitous, representing everything from personal uniqueness to whimsical fun. Unicorns in literature and film. Unicorns remain prominent in fantasy literature and films. They are often portrayed as magical creatures with deep connections to nature, frequently acting as guardians of enchanted forests or wise beings offering guidance to heroes. C.S. Lewis featured a unicorn in his classic series, The Chronicles of Narnia, where the unicorn symbolizes loyalty, faithfulness, and bravery. In J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series, unicorns are sacred and rare creatures whose blood grants immortality, though at a terrible price. This portrayal harkens back to the medieval belief in the unicorn's purity and otherworldly power. Unicorns also appear in modern films like The Last Unicorn, 1982, an animated adaptation of Peter S. Beagle's novel, which explores themes of immortality, loss, and the human condition through the lens of a unicorn's journey. Unicorns in pop culture and internet trends. In recent years, unicorns have exploded into popular culture as symbols of fun, fantasy, and individual expression. From glitter-covered unicorn-themed products to unicorn food trends, such as colorful glittery desserts, the unicorn has been embraced as a lighthearted, playful icon. The modern unicorn represents a departure from its traditional role as a symbol of purity and spirituality. Today's unicorns are more about embracing one's uniqueness, playfulness, and even kitsch. Social media has played a huge role in this transformation, with unicorn-themed images and products becoming highly shareable and appealing to a wide audience, particularly among younger generations. The unicorn as a symbol of individuality. For many, the unicorn in the modern world has come to symbolize uniqueness and individuality. The phrase "be a unicorn" is often used as a motivational slogan to encourage people to embrace their differences and stand out from the crowd. This reflects a broader cultural shift toward valuing personal expression and celebrating what makes each person unique. Unicorn imagery is often used in art and fashion as a way to convey a sense of wonder, fantasy, and breaking free from the ordinary. In a world that can sometimes feel constrained by reality, the unicorn remains a symbol of the magic and possibilities that lie just beyond our reach. The unicorn's journey from ancient times to modern culture is a testament to its enduring appeal. Whether as a symbol of purity, power, or whimsy, the unicorn has captivated the human imagination for millennia. Its ability to adapt to different cultures and eras speaks to the timeless fascination with this mythical creature, which continues to inspire stories, art, and even lifestyles today. In medieval Europe, the unicorn was a symbol of divine grace, purity, and spiritual power. In modern culture, the unicorn has become a symbol of individuality, magic, and fun. Regardless of its representation, the unicorn will always be a creature of mystery and beauty, a reminder that magic, in some form, exists in every age and culture.